named Corey Packer, right now in Brooklyn, New York. He is a young and talented filmmaker. He's the CEO of his own production company, Chest Pound Films. How you doing, Corey?
What's up, man?
What's going on, man? So, Corey, speaking of your web series, Pierce, that's your new web series that you just created, and you've already filmed the pilot for it. What's next for this project? And first of all, how did it come about?
Pierce was like a project that I always wanted to do. Not necessarily Pierce itself, but just like an action drama. Because, like, if I watch a movie, I like explosives. Like, I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. I love big, like, gun battles, all that stuff. So, like, that's what I was trying to do. And then my friend Justin, he was trying to be an actor, and he's my best friend for like 20 years. So I was like, well, this is gonna be fun. I will write something for you, we'll make it, and we'll see what happens. And
this is something you did in school?
I was out of school. It was in school. The first episode was in school. And the first 2 episodes were in school. So it was literally, I wrote it, I sent it to Justin, I got my friends to be in it. Rocco, because I was Ryan Fairley, Peter Thomas was in it, and that was it. And then it was literally me with one camera, using my iPhone as an audio recorder, taking the dialogue, and it was like us in the garage shooting the shootout scene, and then I edited everything, shot different scenes, literally all by myself, put it together. It was fun. Everyone was like, "Oh, this is so cool! It's Justin this and it, Corey made it." It was like all friends and family thing. And then I got a different crew for the second episode, a bigger crew, like 2 or 3 more people.
And at this time, it was still premature. It wasn't like a web series out there yet.
No, it was a web series. It was just like, it was 100% for fun. Like, I was not looking to make any money off of it, sell it, or nothing. And then, so we did the second episode, upgraded it a lot more, added more, better special effects, better equipment, better camera, more crew, all that stuff. And then, and now, but that was like two years ago. Now it's completely revamped. Changed the story completely. Just kept the name and the character's name, and that's it. Everything about it's different. The tone's different. The color's different. Everything. And now it's an actual like web series. We shot the pilot a couple weeks ago, and now we're starting an Indiegogo campaign to try to raise $10,000 to shoot 4 more episodes and make it a series, and then we got some stuff that we're trying to do.
Corey, with so many TV series on nowadays, there's so many shows on, drama wise. What do you think, makes Pierce different from the others? What makes it stand out from some of the other TV series?
So I don't want to give it away, but we originally were gonna have Pierce, the character John Pierce, that run-of-the-mill Mel Gibson cop, like, off the hip type guy, and he would save people and try to save his career, save his marriage, and all that stuff. But it's been done 1,000 times, so we've completely flipped it upside down and turned it on its head really, and just changed the story, reversed everything the best way we could, and it's not like anything that's out there right now at all. Like, the actual premise of the story is, we don't have $10 million to shoot each episode or whatever, but we're making it look as expensive as possible.
Now, speaking of that, I would say there's so many projects where people have a high cap of what they can spend for it in terms of like resources and that sort of thing. We don't really have all those types of resources, but you still have a good crew working for you.
Yeah.
Just myself, which is it's been really fun working with some of these guys, and they're very talented. And what I've seen is they're passionate about filmmaking. So it's one of those things where everybody didn't jump in knowing they're gonna make millions from it or anything like that, but it's an investment in what they love to do. So talk about that for a second. Talk about the importance of having a reliable crew working with you on a project of this magnitude.
The crew is probably the most important thing, because if you have, a bad crew or an undetermined crew or unwilling crew or whatever, you're not gonna have a good product, period. Because I can do everything by myself if I wanted to, but it's not gonna be nearly as good as if I had all these other talented, like-minded people around me doing the same thing I'm doing. So the crew to me is everything. So that's why I try to take care of them as best I can, by feeding them and taking care of them, making sure they have a place to stay when they come to New York and film, because I know that their morale is the most important thing. If they're down in the dumps and they don't want to do it, they're not going to be passionate about the project, which is going to pull from what I need to focus on, you know, being the cinematographer or the director or whatever, versus, you know, having to worry about, oh, well, is the gaffer okay, or is, you know, the AD okay, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody just comes with their A game, they never turn it off.
Now, Corey, what are you hoping to see happen as a result of this project? Once it gets out there and people are able to see it for themselves, what are you hoping comes from it?
So what I want to get from this is I want everybody to see how good everyone can be on a low scale, a mid scale, and a high scale. I want you to see this and say, wow, this looks like $100,000 when we only had $5,000. You know what I'm saying? That's my main goal. And I want everybody's talent to be spotlight. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want all the focus on me. I don't want all the focus on the actors. I want everybody to come collectively, and I want the viewers to be like, damn, this is really good. Like, you know what I mean? We shot the first episode in my house, 2 separate locations. It's supposed to be. You can't tell. There's no way. You can't tell. And it's like we had to, you know, makeshift a lot of things, create a lot of things because we have no money or budget to do it. So I want people to understand that and appreciate that, because that's important to me. You know what I'm saying?
And there's something I want to touch on with that. I know, you know, we've had a lot of conversations, and you talked about how there's been times where you kind of just go off a script and you just start to kind of just go based off of your mind and your creativity.
Yeah.
Explain that that creative process, what that's like.
First off, I probably have written a shot list or created a shot list probably like once in my entire life. I never make shot lists, and like the AD, the script supervisor, everybody gets so pissed at me because I don't have a shot list ready. And they're like, well, what are we gonna do? We don't know what we're shooting. And I was like, yeah, we do. It's just all in my head.
Yeah.
And it's like probably the worst way to work because it's unprofessional, you're unprepared. Everyone else is unprepared, you're prepared, but it's like no one else knows what you're shooting because it's all in your head. So it's like, I wish I could be a real DP to where I don't need to even touch the camera. I can just tell them, hey, I want this shot, and then have them do it. But it's hard because everything's in my head, and like I know that someone's not gonna have the same vision as me and get it done the same way I want to get it done. That's why I always have the camera in my hands. So it's a fun process, being just like off the whim, thinking about things and like, oh wait, let's get it like this. Let's change this. Let's do it like this. Even if we've already set up for that, I want to do it like this now. Because it's like, that's just the creative nature of the beast, really.
I feel like, you know, just to, you know, talk about it even more, I feel like when you hear about people that's great at doing something, whether it be an athlete, a teacher, a writer, a filmmaker, I feel like they all have those own little things about themselves, and they just do things differently. But I feel like that's also when you're able to put together your best work. So that's pretty cool, man.